Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Wealth Builders Wednesdays. I want to talk about the term wealth and what's involved in the journey. See, wealth can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people, and it's not solely a number. It's the ability to do certain things freely and without restriction. And those things can be different things for different people. But whatever the term, the journey of wealth basically involves 5 stages. And we all find ourselves on those stages at some point in our life. And let me break down what those 5 stages are. The first stage is financial instability. This is generally when you are living paycheck to paycheck, when you may be relying on credit cards to cover emergencies, and the slightest interruption in income, such as a job loss, layoff, or furlough, can mean disaster for you and your family. The second stage is financial stability, and that's in a relative term. And by stability, I mean you're no longer living paycheck to paycheck. You actually have your beginner emergency fund in place of $1,000, so that if most emergencies come along, you can cover it. And $1,000 will cover most, not all, but most emergencies. Now you're getting serious about managing your money and living below your means. You are only spending what you earn, nothing more, so you're not using credit. Now, phase 3 is where you are engaged in the growth phase of your finances. At this point, you are again still living responsibly below your means, but you're paying down your debts. You're aggressively paying them down using the debt snowball. And for those of you not familiar with that term, that's when you line up all your debts, smallest to largest, paying the minimums on all except the smallest one. Any extra money you have at that point, you're hurling it at that smallest debt. When that's done, you take all the money that you were paying to that smallest debt and you move it to the next one. When that's done, you move all of that money to the next one. Keeps on rolling and rolling like a snowball, going down a hill, getting bigger and bigger until you finally erase all your debts. During that time, you're also in that financial growth period looking to grow your income, either with a side hustle, by seeking promotions at work, maybe changing companies, doing anything you can intelligently, smartly, to grow your income. Now we move on to phase 4, which is financial security. Now a lot of people get all crazy about that term, but I want to talk about what that means. That's in relative terms. Nobody can be completely financially secure. And I use the illustration of a home security system. Now they call a home security system a home security system. Can the company who sells you the security system guarantee that a burglar won't break into your home? No, it's a deterrent. So it's a security system in the sense that it deters you from any criminals breaking into your home. It's relative security. In that sense too, I mean the term financial security. It's relative. And what I mean by that is at this point you've paid off all your debts. You're still living below your means. You're not relying on credit. And you have now saved 3 to 6 months or more of expenses. So if you lose your job, if your spouse loses your job, if both of you lose your job, you have 3 to 6 months or maybe a year of living expenses stashed away so that that does not become a tragedy when it happens. You have a cushion to fall back on, so you have some relative security financially. Now, on that wealth journey, this brings us to our 5th and final stage, And I call that financial independence. Again, this is a relative term. Nobody can be completely financially independent because a war, an economic upheaval, or an environmental disaster can wipe out entire economic systems. So what do I mean by financial independence? What I mean by that is that you now have at this point in your life investments, savings, or business that provides independent streams of income, not relying on you having to get up and go to work. You can lay in your bed every day and you have a stream of income coming in that covers all of your living expenses plus a little more to enable you to enjoy life. So again, let's review the 5 stages of the wealth journey. Stage 1, that's financial instability, where you're living paycheck to paycheck. Stage 2, which is financial stability, where you're getting serious about managing your money, living below your means. You have $1,000 emergency fund in place. Stage 3, financial growth. You are now getting aggressive about paying down your debts and eliminating them. Stage 4, financial security. Again, security in a relative term. You have 3 to 6 months of living expenses stashed away in a savings account so that if your income were interrupted by job loss or other means, you would not face a financial tragedy. Then that brings us to the 5th and final stage, financial independence, where you are now providing yourself with an independent stream of income that covers your living expenses and then some to enable you to enjoy life by means of investments, savings, or an independent stream of income from a business or other activities that you may have put in place, which means you don't have to get up and go to work to have money coming in to provide you with a comfortable living. So now, the question is, where are you on the journey of wealth? You have to examine that yourself and answer that question yourself. One of the good things that I provide to people is a free discovery session, which now allows you to analyze where you are on that journey to wealth and where you want to go from the point that you are right now. Where do you want to head? Where do you want to be? What do you want your future to look like? Where do you ultimately want to end up? Those are questions to be answered by you, explored by you, and with a financial coach, you can arrive at some intelligent, practical steps that you can put in place to advance you along the journey to financial independence and wealth. So that concludes today's episode of Wealth Builder Wednesdays. I hope you enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of your hump day and enjoy the rest of your week. I'll catch you again in the next episode. Have a great day. Bye now.